What's happening, everybody? Paulie walking into Animal. There's gonna be a break. I'm looking forward to that. So you're gonna catch me at the break. That in between, it's over 3 hours of this movie. It's an action film. What I'm hearing, a complex father-son dysfunctional relationship, toxic. I'm kind of excited to hear about that, adding something dynamic to this Hindi film. Also, too, Ranbir Kapoor. I've seen him in a few films. He's decent to good. I just haven't liked the films that I've seen him in, but I'm hearing great things about this performance here. So there's that. And Sandeep Reddy wrote and directed and edited this film. So this is a big, big deal for him. Animal couldn't make our top 10 best films of the year. I'm hearing incredible things. Catch you at the intermission. Boss. Okay, really quick. God bless the intermission. Oh my God. No spoilers, but this is as if they gave a movie to Sonny Corleone and he took over the family, and it was directed by Tarantino. This movie is fucking wild. It is such a great role for Ranbir. I mean, he scared me. He scared me. I cannot wait to get back in there. We'll of course we'll do the ending review, but this has what Wick and Mission Impossible don't have, which is a very compelling human story. I think a lot of that got lost in this year's editions of those films. This is up there. More to come. All right, everybody. Paulie here. Just got out of the theater, and so the movie is called Animal, and I am gathering thoughts. But let me tell you right now, it is probably the best gangster film I have seen since Gangs of Wasseypur. It is probably the best Indian film I've seen since RRR. I mean, what this film has kind of left me speechless, guys. And let me just also say that the vision of Sandeep Reddy is incredible. You had an epic Goodfellas, Scarface, generational gangster tale mixed in with a deep-seated dysfunctional father-son relationship. That was the heart of this gangster played by Ranbir. That was his main operating overall motive, was to please his father. I mean, I'm speechless at how many great scenes there were. I got to see this movie again. The second half, what I find almost impossible to do with any second half of a movie is introduce new characters to where they don't seem out of place in the story of filmmaking. Does that make sense? Because you get so used to those first, 2 acts. This is like a 4-act. You get used to like the good guys, the bad guys. I mean, ultimately, all the dudes are pretty awful, just like in any gangster film. But Sandeep he pulled it off in bringing Abrar. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. And this actor into the second half, really the third and fourth act. And what a menace, but also just what horror and pain this character had. So I was just like completely impressed. They did it so well, and for a Bollywood film, I'm in shock that it was such a visceral experience. There wasn't anything pretty. There's no dance numbers. This is something I expect from a different Indian. Do you guys like the movie? You guys like the movie? Did you like it? Incredible, huh? I loved it. Amazing. I just scared some audience people. So they're all, yeah. A couple Indians in there. It's all good. So when I walked in, when we were talking earlier, I was telling you guys I wasn't convinced that I didn't see what was special about Rabnir Kapoor. Forget all that. This man is so committed to this role. He is so fucking good in this role. I was scared and amazed and taken with his performance the entire time. And this is a long film. This is a long film. But to say he was intense is not doing his performance any justice. It was a complete multi-dimensional, full body, full emotion performance, because his character is created from his childhood all the way up into the current state. And I listen, I know I'm not talking about the story a lot, but I'm just giving you my overall feelings. This might be this is definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. It's definitely the best action drama gangster film of the year for sure. Kind of really making what John Wick 4, what they failed to do was just almost too much slickness in that film. This had so much heartache. Great plot twist. I didn't see some of these things coming. The writer-director Sanjay, you could tell there was a lot of deep personal father-son things that were going on with Sanjay's work. But you also saw a lot of homage to, I swear to God, and I'll read it later on. I'll look it up later on, but this is what I'm seeing. I told you earlier, Tarantino, Scarface, but then with Godfather, I saw Sonny Corleone, James Caan's character, with that gray pinstripe suit that he wore. I saw Rabnir wear the same design as his what do you call it? His bathrobe. He had a bathrobe for such a long time. And I was like, is that Sonny's design? And I swear to God, I know it was intentional. I know it was intentional. So, yeah. I'm completely blown away. The two best scenes in the film were the dramatic scenes. There's so many good scenes. One with the father, which was really almost at the end, and an incredible exchange of a simple argument that went into a role play of like, you pretend you're me and I'm pretend I'm you, and let's go back to this date like when I was a kid, and they start role playing each other. And I was like, oh my God, they're really going there with this. And they kept going there with that exchange. And then the father talked about in the next life, he says, don't forgive me now for what a shitty father I was to you. In the next life, remember it, and you be a great dad to your son. Because in the next life after that, I'm going to be your father again. And then you could say you're the greatest dad I ever had that in the world. Woo! That's pretty much the final scene of the movie. Pretty much. The other scene, which was a few scenes before, was with the wife. And again, what was written, I'm shocked that this was done in from Bollywood, and I was completely impressed with the writing of the wife. She had her moment, basically, where she had enough. But there was a major betrayal that had to happen for her to say, enough is enough, I'm done. What a betrayal. Fantastic movie. I'm speechless. It's more than an action movie. It's more than a gangster movie. It is definitely a very much a saga drama that you learn goes back at least one or two generations of this family, how they screwed each other over for the family business that ends up being one of the major things in India, blah, 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 blah. And we have their descendants killing each other. Great stuff. Great stuff. I was completely impressed. The movie made me a huge fan of Rabnir. And I cannot recommend it highly enough. My rating, 10 out of 10. And it says something more about this film than Godzilla, because Godzilla was 2 hours long. This is over 3 hours long. There was nothing wasted in this film. There was nothing unnecessary in this film. This is a fucking masterpiece. Masterpiece. Go see it. Go enjoy it. Hollywood has no comprehension of how to make films like this now anymore. And that upsets me. But what doesn't upset me is that we have Indian cinema. We have South Korean cinema, Japanese cinema, some Latin American cinema that has the balls, that has the vision, that has the guts to pull something off like this. This is why you go see movies. All right. I want to know your comments. Wherever you're at, keep that sign fuerte. Paz.